Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mention. I wanted to send greetings to wish you a good day. I hope you're enjoying this holiday season that is coming. For there is a great deal of turmoil that is happening in the world, but it is natural. We need to release all kinds of dark aspects, and so the black and white nature of things will continue to keep going, and so it creates contrast. But eventually, we will let go of all this dark light, black-white nature of thing, this Orwellian program that there were some people are still trying to manipulate us into, to move into that everything is just shades of gray. Eventually we'll see the colors out of life, but first we have to dissolve the understanding that things are black or white. So they are never black or white, for we do not know the cause of things, why people are where they are, and so it is better not to judge, yet to protect ourselves against any sort of abuse. But as we invoke this divine light, we enjoy more protection from the divine, more protection from God, and having that protection is quite is the best protection there is. There is nobody else better suited to save us, to love us, to protect us than our Creator. In essence, what the situation is a threefold riddle. It is like a psychological temptation. For the situation will not come from the critical mind, will not come from the ego. It comes from the letting go of all our beliefs in order to move into something that is more pleasant. And for that, personally, I don't have an agenda, or I don't have beliefs. For the truth is the only thing. The truth that is being revealed moment by moment into my consciousness is really what I take as true. What the energies around that is for the holidays, just to give us some ideas, is Mercury is the power of the one, the power of the magician, and so the power of healing, the power of health. And so all of this is greatly, everything is wanted, this transformation is wanted. We have to let go of certain things to move into, even if it's not all the way comfortable, to let go of past psychological habits or critical thoughts. It is important to produce an effort and see what we'll find on the other side. Check it out. So what we see before us is the elixir fruit, the essence, is the desire to test all of the best things out of life, but we need to use discrimination. For certain pleasure will elevate us, so the pleasures will handicap us in some sense. The philosophers have realized, or Plato in essence, that even though most of the Greek philosophers have come to agree on something, is that pleasures is very short, when virtue is very long-lasting, when virtue brings happiness. Well, pleasure does not bring happiness, but we have to balance things out, to allow ourselves enough pleasure to feel good, yet not to handicap ourselves in our spiritual progress. What's on our thought, in our subconscious, this is which come from the past, is the self-created. We have already opened our heart. We have discovered strengths, and now we want to find new strengths. And where we are now is the solar return. It's the corner. We're turning a corner. We'll never be able to go back. The third and fourth dimension are going to be gone. We're ready to move into this fifth dimension, and that is just to find peace and unity, just to be content with where you are. Is really the essence of how things will happen. Is just to find this contentment, this peace, this serenity is really what because there is no rush to ascend. If we ascended too fast, our head would spin. So we need to move by step. What is coming right around the corner for us in 2019, let's say, or even by the end of the year, this solstice is the hard drop. It is the oasis in the desert. It is the essence of wisdom. For wisdom is really what we seek. I wanted to discuss that very briefly. Is that there is in politics there is from a philosophical standpoint, obviously I'll talk about is only I'm trying to be neutral. I'm not pointing fingers to anybody, but in a sense there is the sophist and there is the philosophers. The philosophers do not have beliefs. They're looking for truth and wisdom in order to find functional system. When the sophists have a preconceived idea and use their ability of speech to manipulate all that are listening to them to move into their agenda. So the sophistry is in essence it's because people are easily manipulable. As we move into a higher light, we detach from all this conditioning. But that's how, like I said, I'm being neutral and I'm not pointing fingers. For everything is getting better. But sometimes we have leaders in the world that are perverse and narcissistic perverse, and they are full of ambition. They just want to satisfy their own need for power because they recognize only themselves in relation to the power they can exert on others. when those are just temporal power, because if there is no love and wisdom in the exercise of power, then it creates karma, and then they have to assume that. So we want to move into this love and wisdom, and then from there we'll find true power over ourselves. And it is really what our strength is. It is the power of the serpent. The serpent power is the power of will, the power of sexuality. Also, wanted to say that in our society there is something that needs to be understood, is that this Orwellian program of manipulation that have been created by the deep state, or whatever you want to call it, those who control the program, is that they have demonized the sexuality, and they have made violence and brutality some commonplace. They have banalized violence and war, and then they have demonized sexuality, when sexuality is really the most sacred, the most beautiful of all things. If there was no sexuality, we would not be here. Every atom are sexual being. The whole universe is based on the creation of that which this sexuality is the mean by which the gods have decided so they could experience the infinite diversity of experience. And so in many sense, we have to honor and respect our sexuality. Yet, if sexuality without love, without respect, is an animalistic function. So we do need to respect ourselves and respect others in that process. What comes to us from the outside world is nothing short than the wheel of fortune. So there's great miracles that comes to us. What's our inner emotion, our hopes and fear, is the island of jewel. It is the wish for. It is all the wish that will come true. It is this treasure island that we have within us that can unfold for us as we let go of all this conditioning and belief. And the outcome will be totally banana. It means it's okay to be absurd. It's okay to let go of course we need to conduct our life with wisdom and understanding. But there are times where it's like it's okay to let go of. To be a little bit absurd, to let go, because in many sense what we believe is not, as a Socrates would tell you, the only thing you can be sure of is that you do not know the truth. If you do not know the truth, then that is wisdom, because to recognize that we do not know the truth. And so the change will happen naturally. There is all kinds of change that will come in this 12-12 portal, 21-12. But in many sense, we'll feel the ascension. But if you do not feel it, do not worry, because we're receiving. If your intention is to be good, to be one, to be love, then you're receiving the code, and they will be expanded. You will experience it throughout the whole year as it unfolds. Because most of the added information, the added codes have to be integrated in an unconscious level. If they were integrated on a conscious level, they would not function. So there is a lot of things that are: trust your soul, trust your spirit, trust your creator, trust your guides, trust the angels, trust. So it is good to move into trust. So the message from the angel today is healing. So we have to accept the healing to heal ourselves and heal the world. So as we heal ourselves, the world will find a resolution. I wanted to comment on a few things. First, that you are extremely important to God. To God, you are the only being that in all creation you are the only one that He's got all His attention on you 24/7. So do not hesitate to call on your Creator, to call on your guide, even for small things. So there was this belief that we don't want to bother the angels or bother God about these little things of this earth's life, but this is a false belief. The more you engage that inner presence, even for small things, the more this inner presence will be able to, or those guides will be able to respond, and you create this connection. If you are able to do that for small things, they will be able to assist you with the bigger things as well. But we need to create this telepathic connection to be able to receive the messages from the invisible world. For I feel like a newborn spirit. I feel like so it's going to take me. I feel like I'm being reborn. This 12-12 yesterday was like brought me this new aspect, a new line. For it is still the same line, but it is unfolding. Yeah, we got to understand that in a sense, who we are, the true nature of man is to be. We are a fragmented soul of God, the little me. In truth, there is only God, a great soul, and then God fragments himself, herself, in order to experience diversity. But we are all that. We are the little me, the little God. We are little. This is the true nature. As we become more aware, become more responsible. We understand. the moral responsibility we have in relationship to life. In many sense, I am being asked and called to look into the problems of the world, because the society needs to be transformed. But there is much that will be done naturally, and in many sense we do. It's more important to focus on ourselves. For me, to focus on my project, on my exhibition, publishing my book, on moving into a house that is comfortable for me to be creative and happy there. So it is very much a path that we need to take care of ourselves first. That another belief is that you have to take care of others before you take care of yourself. It doesn't work. This is not. You will end up frustration, and then you will find resentment in relation to the people we help, because we have not taken care of ourselves. Yet in many sense, when we do something for others, it is like doing for ourselves. For compassion is the good deed for others are very important. We have to develop this courage to perfect ourselves, the compassion to develop love, and to do meditation in order to develop lucidity. Meditation is very important because it helps us learn to focus. It is like reassembling our thoughts. It is concentrating our spiritual energy. So it is about being neutral and allow ourselves to observe our thoughts without criticism, to see our emotion, but not to hold on to anything. It is a time where just through breathing we evacuate all kinds of things. For the world of 3D and 4D are going to be disappearing. We're moving into 5D. Into this unified consciousness where the emotion is integrated, the emotional body and the astral body. So everything will. There is a greater plan that is at work. God isn't finished with me yet. God is not finished with you yet. Trust that and be at peace with that, and move every day one step further. In many sense, all the dramas of the world, when you move into the Ascension, do not concern you. It is part of a path and process, but it is not. We don't have more than 15 seconds to give to somebody who wants to take us our joy of life. It is very difficult. More than 15 seconds is unbearable. It's like so. Do not give your energy away. Keep your energy. Also understanding that for things to happen, to change here, down here, change have to happen first up there. Or in there, depending on how you want to look at it. For the inside and the everything is connected in many sense. But this change have already happened in the 2012 solstice. Everything changed in the world of cause, and every year there's been all kinds of cleansing on the astral plane. There is all kinds of negative alien technologies that were here to control are being cleaned up. All kinds of negative extraterrestrials are being ejected, or Kabbalists are being arrested, or they're dying, but they're moving on. The program is changing, so do not hold on to all this dark Orwellian program. You don't have to. It's just a matter of just going with the flow, accepting that it is a path that has been created for our evolution, and so. And so it is also important to understand there is no rush for ascension. It's better to ascend step by step. Otherwise, our head would spin if we were like open to. This is the story. There was one story from, I think it was from the Bhagavad Gita. So it's the story of when Krishna one day he chose one man to show him his universal self, and this person was he was amazed. But he was traumatized because he saw like billions of mouths sitting and eyes seeing and ears hearing, and it was. So we need to move step by step to accept that. But in truth, in essence, we are made of every state. We are the essence of God. There is nothing. There is no, all the separation are part of the mental process. For God could never separate ourselves from us, and we live in the heart of God. Once you live in the heart of God, you know that you cultivate the love, and you are being assisted, protected, guided by this source essence. There is this idea of this loneliness comes because of a lifestyle that we have created, but there are invisible presence that we need to reconnect to. The spirit, the angels, the guides, all those are always present, and it is just a matter for us to tune into that because they have love and wisdom to share with us. And so then we're going to reconnect on the physical plane as well. When it said the future is now also, and the future is now for this potential, there is what is actual, what is there, and what is potential, and the gods are, all the spirit forces of the universe are involved in turning potential into actual, unfolding the divinity within all things. understanding that God is the law of one, but God is a free spirit. If He wants to intervene anytime, anywhere, He will do it. For God has created this universe that's full of subordinate spirit beings that are perfect for what they're doing, and but if God has an omnicentric, all-knowing being, if one of His subordinate does not fulfill His function for one reason or another, God will always intervene. So there is always divine intervention that we do not know about. And so understanding that. Also, I wanted to say that all the animals that have disappeared, there's a lot of animal species that have disappeared from the planet because of man's greed and excitement in this excitement of greed. That they will return after the ascension. They will be back, and so do not worry about that. What we need to do is to address the respect of the planet, the respect of ourselves, the respect of others, and the respect of our planet. And so what I want to say. In many sense, we cannot. It's not by wanting something that we get it. Because when we want something, we push it forward. So it's about choosing to receive it. It's about embracing. It's about allowing for things to come to us. Much more powerful in the New Age. We'll come to understand that. For we want to focus on what works for us. For we are all different. We are all unique, but we are all different. And so there's going to be 2019 will be a great deal of surprises that are coming up. I see them coming already, but I'm not really. I don't think it's necessary to talk about it just now. I'm going to pull a few cards. I want to see just a little song. Maybe you want to sing it along. It's kind of a nice little song. It's an old song. It goes like this. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Because to God we are the beloved. We in a sense we do not know that, we have forgotten that, we become orphaned. But it's a self-imposed exile. As we let go of the critical mind, we can tune into this world of feeling, and then we discover those amazing energies that will baffle our mind for eternity, for the whole eternity. We're going to reach this eternal plane of consciousness and the higher planes and everything. But there will still be mysteries in the universe. The universe is created is a most amazing field of experience, the theater. And so the highest wisdom for us today is the Amérindian. It's about living in peace, simple life, closer to nature, maybe, and to understand. I used to live in New Mexico. I had a friend who had a teepee. Really nice to live to sleep in a circle in a teepee. It's really nice. It's like very, very pleasant. What we need to understand is spirituality and religion is to become to embrace the path of a spiritual path, whether it is through for in essence religion is good when it's about focusing us on law, and the law of Moses. You shall not kill, you shall not steal, you shall not lie. Of course, people still not have integrated that all the way, but or even there is many laws than the Christ and the Quran or the great religion. But anything that divide and try to say, well, this is it, and you if you're not it, then you are inferior, is an illusion. Everything that separates you from others, from God, from the truth, from the love is an illusion. So we're gonna be able to erase some of the confusion that is around the religion. For every religion was inspired by God to provide assistance for man to develop his moral consciousness. What we need to do is to be a figure of authority. it's about being an authority. If you're listening to those videos, you are tuning into your inner light. You've already advanced. You already, and so just trust your own authority. Become an authority. Do not be shy in relationship to your relationship to life or to God. For God is your angels have your back. Your spirit guides are around you. You just gotta ask your guide and say, I want to do this and this. I choose to receive that and that. I want to experience this or that, and they will work with you to make it happen. So trust that, and the outcome is Celtic. It's about returning to the magical connection of nature, the ability to retrieve also all those memories, those old memories of that we all had, like many past life. In a sense, that's what I wanted to. I don't want to. I made a few little more notes, but they may be a little. There's many things that I see that they will need to be addressed, but it's not the time yet. When things will have come up, then it will be the time to explain it. But until it could create more confusion to speak about things before it is time. So wisdom will. We seek wisdom. We seek to find to always be. Another thing that's important is to be careful not to use our words. That our words do not hurt people. Because words are very powerful. They're limited, but they have power. So when your word carry love and light and energy, and so there is no, it's this problem of sophistry, like using the words to manipulate, to let people know that you are superior. It's like. So in many sense, use your word wisely, and always listen more. We have to listen a lot more than what we speak. For here, I'm being asked to speak, but in many sense, we do want to keep our ears open, because life is everywhere. Higher consciousness is everywhere. If you pay attention to everything that you hear, of course, at the beginning, you can't really make sense of the whole process. Life will always mirror you or reflect you on some very deep personal issues, even if it's from the TV. Somebody that's talking about gardening, and you're wondering about something else. The gardener and the TV can give you the information you need through his I am presence, and you receive that. So understanding life is one and connected. It is a very powerful tool of understanding this unity, love, and for all the teachers, all the masters, all the prophets, all the avatars, everybody came to teach love and light and wisdom and unity. There was no but it's just a matter of humanity has not yet integrated those principles yet. The planet is raising in frequency, and so in this 2019 we're going to be able to raise our frequency, to become master of frequency, to be able to choose the frequency we tune into. And I'm going to finish with a song. The painting behind me is a painting about the 7 great families of spirit beings. I think it may be finished. Yesterday I put some gold on all the names of the spirit family, the Paradise Trinity, the Supreme Spirits, the personalities of the Infinite Spirit, the architects of the Master Universe and their transcendental associates, the Trinity Origin Beings, the Supreme, the Ultimate, the Absolute, the Universe Power Centers, the Permanent Citizens, the Universe Aids, the Sons of God. And I was gonna, and that's all around the Great I Am. And I was gonna return to those little words here and put black in it so they would come out. But I think it's maybe enough to be integrated. Sometimes you have to be very careful on the painting not to go too fast, otherwise it just changes the painting completely and you got to restart a new process. So, well, I'm looking forward to show all those paintings. I know it's right around the corner for me to be able to be able to do that, to be able to return to my first career, which was an art dealer. I'm going to finish with this song. It's called One. It's of course it's around. It's a song of U2 that's about sentimental deception, but the essence of the message is one love, one life. We are all different, but we have to carry each other. But we're not the same. We are unique. As unique, we cannot. And sometimes the relationship do not always work. Sometimes for example, it's possible to fall in love with someone who does not fall in love back. And so if love is not shared, It means it's a catalyst. It means you are open to love, the other person is not open to that love, or there is also a reason, karmic condition or whatever. But so the idea is not to be obsessing over something that does not work, is to allow yourself to feel the pain, and then, because you are healing something, whenever there is a pain that is being felt, there is a healing that is happening. Understanding that in advanced planets, God is you can imagine that God shares all the experience of all his creatures. God is experiencing total bliss through all the beings that are fully creative, fully enjoy all the time. But in a planet like the Earth, it provides an opportunity for God to know what is heavy and light, what is dark and light, what is pure and impure. So there is a great deal of contrast, and so part of the universe, those things needs to be explored, and so it's just a matter of detaching, understanding what. Detaching from the drama. The drama do not concern us. This black and white nature, we have to keep a serene distance to that. I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with this song called One. It goes like this. Is it getting better, or do you feel the same? Will it make it easier on you now? You got someone to blame. You say one love, one life, when it's one need in the night. One love, we get to share it, or it leaves you, baby, if you don't care for it. Did I disappoint you, or leave a bad taste in your mouth? You act like you never had love, and you want me to go without. Well, it's too late tonight to drag the past out into the light. We are one, but we're not the same. We get to carry each other one. Have you come here for forgiveness? Have you come to raise the dead? Have you come here to play Jesus to the lepers in your head? Did I ask too much, more than a lot? You gave me nothing, now it's all I've got. We are one, but we're not the same. We'll hurt each other, then we do it again, you say. Love is a temple, love the higher low. Love is a temple, love the higher low. You ask me to enter, but then you make me crawl. I can't be holding on to what you got when all you get is hurt. One love, one blood, one life. You got to do what you should. One life with each other, sisters, brothers. One life, but we're not the same. We get to carry each other one. Well, thank you for sticking till the end, for it is really what's going on. There is so many people that are awakening to this oneness, this love potential, this light potential, that we'll soon be able, we'll see miracles happen in society, because there is this whole awakening, this whole cleansing of the planet. All the dark aspect of the world will eventually vanish, and so there is still certain programs are still running. They're going to be running all the way till their conclusion, but they will not be repeated after that. So trust that, and focus into light. Know yourself as light. Know yourself that your true nature is love, and continue to cultivate that without expectation, of course. Well, I wish you a wonderful day. I hope this reading for the holidays made sense, and I will return to you for other discussion in the future. And I wish you a wonderful day. Namaste.